How's it going, bros? My name is Evil Pinely, and we're back at it with another video. So, the thing that I'm going to be talking about today is something that I originally actually dropped out from my Mr. Beastification video. I was fully going to talk about it. It was actually the inspiration for the video itself, but sometimes my brain just acts in a very erratic way, and I think I just removed it from the video, and that's sort of it. 6 months later, it seems like people are talking about Mr. Beast again, and what I want to talk about now is actually not the Beast himself, but rather part of the culture that surrounds him, and the reason as to why he's copied to that extent. So during my research for the video, I ended up following a bunch of accounts that talk about algorithm hacks. Essentially, little tips and tricks that they give people in order for them to quote-unquote hack the algorithm. Find ways to sort of break through this mysterious wall that people feel like they can't really comprehend at times. This sort of Twitter community is really interesting because I don't think that as a whole, they're really doing anything that's bad in any way. So this is really the tweet that made me want to talk about this thing again. It's by a guy who genuinely does give good advice on his account every now and again. But every now and again, he also comes out with a banger tweet like this. Great content evokes emotion, but most overthink what that means. Here's a list of emotions you can use. Sorry, I need to read it. I know this is a YouTube video. I need to be a bit more professional. LOL, to those who didn't know, actually means that's so funny. WTF actually means that pisses me off. Wow. Now, a lot of people didn't know this before this tweet, but wow actually means that's amazing. NSFW means that's crazy. Oh, you know when you say oh? You know when you say oh at times and you don't really know why you're doing it? It actually means now I get it. See, I bet a bunch of you just owed to that one. Finally, is an emotion that means that's how I feel. Weird tweet, you know? Sort of taking apart human emotions in that way feels so bizarre. We know that LOL means that. That's so funny. It's sort of like he's trying to explain the concept of emotions to like an alien race that wants to have some banging YouTube thumbnails. Now, if this explanation of what emotions are didn't really clear the picture up for you, emojis always help. So yeah, as you can see, the emojis do match the emotions. Yeah, that's a person laughing to that's so funny. That is a person that's angry. But I feel like we know that, right? I mean, maybe this is like a neurodivergent friendly tweet or something. But if this is supposed to explain emotions to the general public, I don't know why this is... I don't really know what's supposed to be really profound about this. This tweet now, this one really got a chuckle out of me. Again, no hate. I feel like I need to say that. I don't want... Guys, if you see this video, can you leave a nice comment about something nice? Like, if you don't want to say something nice about these tweets, that's fine. But I kind of want the Evil Pinely channel to be a nice channel, even though the name sort of contradicts that, I guess. Holy cow. Did Mr. Beast's team just pull off the most genius YouTube hack without anyone realizing? It turns out that the thumbnail of the video is a perfect template for people to make good React thumbnails. Guys, if you did this deliberately, this is a 1000 IQ move. All right, let's see the thumbnail. Let's see if this is really a 1000 IQ move. Yeah, I mean, there's just dead space in the thumbnail. That's not... I feel like part of the reason for these sort of, you know, assessments is that we sort of feel like when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, like we're working against this sort of mythical being almost. This creature that we don't fully understand. But there's one person that people can easily point to and say that, yes, this person does understand this being. And that person is obviously, Senor Beast. So while I am fully aware of the fact that Mr. Beast does have a team that's in charge of, thinking about SEO and like taking apart every little element to try and make the ultimate title and thumbnail, because these are changes that matter, these are things that actually do affect if the video will make a few more $1 million or not. So because people look at him as this sort of, I guess, general source of information, they look at every aspect of it. Even the tiniest of dead spaces in a thumbnail is analyzed as a genius move. And look at the way that people are talking about this. Keen observation, not accidental. This person is just said a pretty normal comment. The right side did feel empty. If this was intentional, I'm completely impressed, lol. This dude is on another level. I mean, listen, maybe this person's right. Maybe they did do that to make reaction thumbnails a bit more easy to do, I guess. Personally, I think this is sort of a matter of composition. I always find it really hard to, sort of frame a thumbnail with like just two subjects. So you kind of put him in the center, him on the side, and then leave this empty space. It just looks pretty satisfying in the eye. While this, actually, I would say is, way too messy. I don't know any designing terms. Out of these accounts, there are some ones that I quite like. I like thumbnail colors. I follow them on my main. I'm on my alt right now. It's just interesting. I mean, if you notice, a bit of a fun fact, ever since I made my Mr. Beastification video, my thumbnails have, in my opinion, kind of objectively improved. And this sort of account has been a bit of a reason for that. I've been sort of trying to see which colors do I like? I'm a person who likes, drawing and designing things in my own time. So I sort of try to look into that and do that myself. I think that's what inspiration should be. Trying to find something that you think is interesting and looking into how you can make it your own. But what this tweet represents is sort of like, okay, this is a new part of the meta now. Now we're adding this thing into the rulebook. Mr. Beast knew his recent video would hit 50 million in a day, and the thumbnail is genius. Here are the 4 strategies he used to make his thumbnail stand out. 3. Story. The thumbnail actually tells a story to the viewers. Again, we go back to that sort of tweet about emotions where they're over-explaining the most basic things possible to sort of try and make it seem like, they do have a grander lesson. This thumbnail actually tells a story to viewers. This makes the brain work the image like a puzzle, and seeing the story releases dopamine. This also makes the thumbnail more engaging. Let's see let's see some storytelling in action. So he's crying because he can't see. Ironically, you can't see what's underneath my face cam because I'm dumb. So here we see that this thing says that he did a procedure. The hand is, I think, we don't really see the hand fully connected to Mr. Beast, but I'm gonna use my dopamine and my detective skills to assume that this is Mr. Beast's hand, and I'm also gonna assume that he is responsible, because I'm now looking at this tweet that's saying Mr. Beast is responsible, and I'm sort of, connecting the dots and figuring out that Mr. Beast is the one that's responsible for the fact that he went through a procedure and that he is now crying. He can see. And this is sort of, the creme, this is sort of like the cherry on top. We know that he likes the fact that he is now in a position where he can see, because we can see Mr. Beast's reaction in which he is smiling. Subscribe.